welcome into a special weekly champions here on Wrestling Spotlight TV. Gerald Bentley joined by the David Difference, our man in Las Vegas,
Yes, sir.
representing future stars of wrestling, the Cauliflower Alley Club, and a ton of positivity. David, we have something coming up special in FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling in Las Vegas, that really represents something incredibly positive. We're looking at maybe the ultimate finesse move by the ultimate finesser, Chris Bey, as he is making a amazing recovery from having a broken neck and partial paralysis. And coming up this weekend, it is the benefit show for Bey, a MECCA event from FSW. And you can see just some of the talent there. Truly an incredible assortment of wrestlers. And the simple fact that you are looking at WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro, TNA stars all being involved on this show. I really wanted to have you on to talk about how this came together and what fans are going to be able to see. Because if you're in the Las Vegas area, definitely you want to get out to the Silverton Casino to check it out in person. If you're not, you can watch it live on Triller TV. What are fans going to be getting out of this show, David?
Well, number one, it's a one-of-a-kind show. Like, you're probably not going to ever see another show like this again. I know we got Joe DeFalco coming in. He's going to tell you how it all came together. But I could tell you what a show like this means, for us as Las Vegas fam of Chris Bey and to the wrestling industry. It is, wrestling has a stigma in certain crowds. And, it's not something you could share with everybody. And it's an event like this for a cause like this that you're just proud to share and show up and support. And you see how the wrestling community comes together. So if you look at that flyer, and I know that's not even the last flyer that we're putting out, there's still other people coming in. But the wrestling community, they're coming together to support Bey on this one. 100% proceeds are going to Chris Bey. And like you said, the first of its time, AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan Wrestling, independent wrestling, all together for one night, for one cause, and that's Chris Bey. And I just had the chance to see him for the first time 2 days ago. And, inspirational cat. It'll be a magic night. Let me just tell you this. You want the hype up? It's going to be a magic night, not just for the matches, but the overall energy and why everybody showed up. Number one, you got to have love for the business. That's a different energy. But the love that everybody has for Bey is on a whole nother level. And it shows by the card that we have and that everybody that's showed up and showed out thus far. And, being a part of the Cauliflower Alley Club, as you know, like, that is 100% our mission. And it's just such a beautiful thing to be a part of this. And, being on the board, I see how we help people out. But often, it's wrestlers that have been doing it since the 80s, 70s. And to be able to be a part of this and help out the younger generation that a lot of people think they're never going to get hurt or, and to be able to give back. And that's 100% the mission of the Cauliflower Alley Club, is for situations like this. And it just fills me with pride and joy to be a part of that organization and to be a part of this show and, be one of the many to show Chris Bey love.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, the level of athleticism that you see on display in whatever ring it may be, an FSW ring, a GCW ring, WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, it's insane. And the fact that there aren't more devastating injuries like the one Chris suffered is incredible. It's a testament to the professionalism, the skill, and the incredible athleticism that you see on display in the ring. Because, it doesn't happen that often, but it's great to see the whole community banding together. And honestly, the the best video is that video that was shared, just a couple weeks ago now, shortly after Rob Van Dam talked about Chris on his podcast. And then Chris shared the video of him getting up and walking across the room, because that first step is definitely the hardest. Because, like I told you, I went through something similar, and I have a titanium rod holding my back together as a constant reminder. You just don't know, I mean, you really don't know if you're going to recover. I mean, the doctors, I heard Chris telling Chris Van Vliet, they told him, hey, you got about a 25% chance. Now, you hear that, and I'm sure somebody with a positive mindset, you hear 25, say, okay, hey, I got it. But still, you don't know. So once you're able to start moving again, man, everything feels possible again. And I'm so thrilled that he's having the recovery that he has, because I know the hard road back to getting back to 100%. And if he's able to compete again, man, that would be absolutely incredible. But even if he can't, just, he's going to be a contributor, because when I had a chance to meet him for the first time, one of the FSW shows I went to when my wife and I were visiting in Las Vegas, just such a humble, nice person, and out there talking to everybody, helping get drinks, helping take tickets.
Right.
And he was a TNA world champion at the time. He was one of the tag team champions, along with his partner Ace Austin. So, he just incredible.
Chris Bey is an anomaly. Like, he's a different cat when you meet him. Like, not only just his work ethic in the ring and things he's accomplished, but just when you talk to him on a human level, he's a different cat. Same with, like, we got Karrion Kross coming back. They are different types of cats I like to refer to as aliens, that, like, they transcend the business. Like, it doesn't have to be wrestling. I think whatever they do in life, they could be successful at and make an impact. And just the other day, we were doing a news story for Bey over at FSW, and just listening to him talk and tell his story, and then having somebody ask him after, is like, man, you just, like, killed that interview. And he's coaching them on how he learned to do interviews and his techniques. And even I was like, yeah, this guy's next level. Like, he's just, he will be a contributor to life no matter what the road is. And he, the Chris Van Vliet podcast, if you haven't watched that, watch it. Like, you're just going to understand what this event is all about and why so many people are showing up for this guy.
Absolutely. And now we're joined by the gentleman who is the driving force behind Future Stars of Wrestling, Joe DeFalco. Joe, welcome into Wrestling Spotlight.
I didn't want to leave you with Lawson for too long, and I know you're in the Midwest, so it would be about 8:00. I didn't want them to go to sleep that early, so I figured let me step in here.
Jokes. Cut that.
Man, I need a haircut for Sunday, man. The little hair I got looks like crap.
Pick it.
Well,
it's like I took a nap or something.
We get the good TV lighting going. Everything will be good. So, hey, I wanted to just ask you, how did this show come together, and what are the fans going to see, either in person in Las Vegas or on TV, watching it live on Triller TV?
They're going to see an amazing show. The thing is, these are wrestlers who are all working for free. They're wrestlers who hit me up to ask if they can work for free on a wrestling show. And the thing is, these are superstars. Superstars got a little bit of an ego. I know Brian Cage is not going to want to go out there and have people say, yeah, your match was good, but Morrison, Ace Austin, and Leo Rush was way better. So every one of those guys wants to go out and say, man, this was the biggest independent wrestling show of the year, and I had the best match. Because I know Brian Cage and Rich Swann are going to kill it.
Sure.
And I know, Ace Austin really wanted this match with John Morrison. So do you think he's going to mail it in? Absolutely not.
No, sir.
Joe, you're going to see a major top level national promotion pay-per-view level show. I mean, Karrion Kross, Swerve.
The more I thought about it, it was like, you know what? We want as many people to watch it as they can. And instead of doing a pay-per-view and it's $17 or $20, where we're only getting like $8 out of it anyway. So now you get a few hundred people watching it. Now we can have 5,000 or 10,000 people watching it because all you need is a Triller account, which is $7.99 a month. And they got thousands of people that are already subscribed. So technically you're watching it for free because you already have your subscription. So we want this to be out there. There's going to be a donation page. So what money might have been made extra on a pay-per-view buy, people are going to contribute. And they already have. Yourself, Dave with the CAC donating $2,500. The Nevada State Assemblyman has donated $2,500. The guys I do the podcast with, the Vegas Bad Boys, they bought the sponsorship to be presented by the Cross Hammerstone match will be presented by the Vegas Bad Boys. So everybody's looking to contribute. We got a really nice trading card from Raw Deal Indie Card, $15. All the money goes to Chris. We got the beautiful poster. Mikey's in here now because we had to move a couple things around, and most people have already gotten the VIP. Most people didn't buy the meet and greet. They bought the VIP, which includes the poster, 11 by 17 poster. But if you haven't, we're going to sell it for $15. More money's going to go to Chris. I looked at, I just got the numbers from the Silverton, and man, they sure dwarf No Escape that we just had 3 weeks ago, which is one of our biggest shows. And the numbers on this show are literally 3 times as good as that show, and we're still 3 days away. So, between the fans have been phenomenal. The wrestlers have been fantastic. And, all we need is the loser students to actually do some work this weekend. And
come on now. It's all love. They'll do some work. I think everybody's going to bring their A game for this one, man. Like, they know what it's about. They know the eyes are watching, but they know who it's about. And, your
boy, Raw Reese, I heard he's looking forward to bringing a C+ game to the
maybe Raw Reese ain't going to bring it all, but, C+, that's a good night for him.
What are some of the other matches that people will see? We talked about Karrion Kross and Hammerstone and Ace Austin, Leo Rush, Johnny Morrison.
Yeah, that's a big match. We were waiting. Unfortunately, the WWE, since Kross had to go to Brussels to come back to Florida to get on a plane tomorrow to come here, they were trying to get Scarlett on the show and Shotzi. So we hadn't announced the women's match because we were going to do a 6-woman tag. So now we have to take them out, and we're going to go back, and it's going to be Maserati making her return. First time in FSW in a while, but off the injury. Jada Stone, who's been in Japan, has wrestled for TNA. Brooke Havoc, who works for GCW. And, of course, Brittany Brooks. So that's going to be an outstanding 4-way match. We're going to have a 6-man tag. We're still kind of working on it, but on one side, we're going to have Jay Vidal, our 17-year-old prodigy Bodie. They're going to get to team up with a legend in Rhino.
Nice.
So, that's an interesting matchup. The Rascals, TNA Superstars. They're going to take on former FSW tag champs, Lights, Camera, Faction. They're going to take on the current champions, Makeshift Chemistry. Matt Vandergriff and Damian Drake, the Unguided, they're reuniting for this. And that's going to be an outstanding matchup. Right now, scheduled TJP will not be able to make it. He'll be coming in late from New Japan. So right now, we're going to have Danny Limelight defend the FSW title. And Ice Williams is going to be in the match. Gregory Sharp will be in the match. But also TNA superstar Frankie Kazarian will be in the match. So we're opening the show with a battle royal that's going to feature a lot of the younger guys, but it's also going to feature guys like Sin Bodie and TNA's AJ Francis. And we're still putting that together. It's probably going to be about a 25 8-person battle royal. FSW No Limits champion Dante King's in it. FSW Women's champion Gypsy Max in it. So, as we said, there's so much going on. Kenny's scheduled to wrestle Shane Strickland.
Okay.
And, I'm just trying to think of everything else that we got there. And Brian Cage versus Rich Swann, which many people feel could be the match of the night. But like I said, a lot of people are also believing that they're going to have the match of the night. So it's going to be one unbelievable show for sure.
Don't forget about the whole effing show. RVD's in the
building. RVD's going to be making an appearance. Ricochet, we don't know where, but he is going to be wrestling on the show also. Yeah, so we're still trying to figure that one out. So
Ricochet and Swerve in the same house, that can't be good either.
That can't be good either. So, but we'll see. We're still hoping for some more surprises. A few people that we added. As I said, that's why Mikey has to redo the flyer. There's like 5 people that we thought the show was done, and it was like, oh, I guess it ain't done yet. So, we're going to see. Aria Daivari is going to be on the show. Alex Zane is going to be on the show from New Japan. They're consisting of 2 of the 3 members in the 6-man tag against Bodie, Jay Vidal, and Rhino. So we got a New Japan guy. We got an AEW guy. So now we're trying to see if we can, find somebody from another major company. I talked to Brett Lauderdale in GCW. They're doing a show in LA on Saturday. I'm trying to get him to bring Joey Janela down and confront Cross, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a huge night, and just a huge announcement for your show. We're going to start trending. He said 25. There's going to be 26 entrants in this battle royal.
Are you entering?
I'm making my.
You're the 26th.
I'm making my debut. Thank you, Joe.
All right.
Awesome. We'll make sure everybody surrounds you around the ring, and you're the first guy tossed.
They're going to beat him down. Joe, how do you? I mean, this really does tie into pro wrestling as a community too, because just the outpouring of appreciation for Chris and everybody kind of banding together really kind of plays up that FSW family feel that I know is something that you guys try to establish.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, it's like people are like, hey, why don't you ask this guy to wrestle? Why don't you ask? It's like, this is a benefit show for somebody that they are all doing this for the love of Chris. And it's like, I'm not reaching out to somebody to say, hey, you want to wrestle on my show? Oh, yeah. And there's no pay, by the way. So it's like, you know what? Initially, we planned on doing this show at the end of January. And WWE was very slow to get things going with Cross. And that was the best thing that ever happened, because initially we were going to run out of the FSW arena. Hey, we can squeeze 250 people in. I figure the Rascals, Ace Austin, they'll show up because that's Chris's boys and things like that. But by moving the date, all of a sudden, the outpouring from the wrestlers was just through the roof. Now that we were talking about doing it in March, people don't know that Rey Mysterio was 100% down to wrestle on the event. But because of the European tour, then he was unable to make it. So unfortunately that happened, but so many more people decided to jump on board. Shane Strickland, for example, I reached out to Sanjay Dutt, an executive at AEW, and Sanjay was instrumental in Chris getting signed when Sanjay worked for WWE, for Chris getting signed to TNA, because Sanjay saw Chris and they were doing a 205 taping, and Sanjay insisted that Chris be the guy to get the match against Aria Daivari. And even though Chris had worked with TNA for a while and was on their radar, nothing had really bumped. And I even heard, I knew it was quick, but Chris said the next day TNA offered him the contract. So, and history was made for Chris to be signed to, that major company. So the wrestling community, so many people know so many people. I'm talking about our show. It's like a combination of the IWF I ran in Phoenix, mixed with Lucha Underground guys, mixed with the early Meccas. It's like all these guys were unheard of in 2014, 15, when I was using the Ricochets and the Shane Stricklands and the Rich Swans and the Brian Cages. And all these guys, I remember when Ricochet and Swan made their debut in FSW, because it was the night before an IWF show that we were doing. And they came out dancing to their All Night Long, the Lionel Richie song. And they were wrestling the Reno Scum, who were like the dominant tag team in FSW, who later went on to TNA also. So Ricochet and Swan come out, and people are all looking around like, what the F is this? Who are these guys? These guys are going to get murdered by the Reno Scum. It's an anniversary show. That's the match we're getting. And then literally within like 2 or 3 minutes, like the crowd's on their feet chanting, please come back, because they had never seen Ricochet or Rich Swann before. So, this is also a homecoming. And then a guy like Ricochet now lives out here. So now the bonds become, a lot closer, and so many people want to be here. So it's just a fantastic thing that's going on. And I can't believe how much it's blown up from what I initially was looking to do.
Yeah, it's terrific. And for fans watching the show here on Wrestling Spotlight, if you're not familiar with FSW, search them out. Find the FSW network, because that is easily one of the top independent promotions going back the last 10 years and currently running. Take a look at some of the stars that have come through FSW. You're going to see great wrestling. Feels like a little bit of a homecoming for me. It's a little while since I've been the host of Las Vegas Wrestling Scene Confidential, but I've gotten to talk with a lot of the guys there, and definitely like having the FSW guys coming on Wrestling Spotlight. And as soon as I saw this, I definitely wanted to get involved, because, like I told both of you guys, I was partially paralyzed from a sports injury back in high school, and man, it's a hard road. By the time I was able to get up and take some steps, it was 8 hours a day in the gym for a good 10 months just to get back to about 100%. So it's not over yet, but I know there's a ton of support out there, and there's going to be that support system for Chris Bey as he moves forward and keeps progressing back towards 100% health.
Oh yeah. And each day gets better and better, but for people who don't really know, there's still a very, very long road ahead. But, if somebody's going to do it, it's going to be Chris.
Yeah, I think and we touched on a little earlier, but that Van Vliet interview, if you have not seen it, the story is told there. Chris Bey talks about the greatest story ever told. And I believe Joe, and I mentioned this to Gerald earlier, Karrion and Bey, like if you look at like the similarities of the differences, how they stand out in the pack, like they are like, you notice that they are different kind of cats that can transcend wrestling and kind of do anything. Do you believe
polar opposites?
Well, polar. I'm saying in terms of their energy and what they put out there. Like you meet Karrion Kross, he's something big. You meet Chris Bey, he's something big. That's not just they're just good wrestlers. Like outside of that, I believe they can do anything. And I think that this is, as he's saying, the greatest story ever told. And everybody is saying it. If anybody can do it, Bey can do it. And
sure.
I want to correct you on something you said earlier. You said one of the best independent promotions on the West Coast. We are the best.
That's
absolutely
right.
No offense to Glory Pro's here in the Midwest, but no offense to Glory Pro. Yeah,
they're not in our league. Come on.
Well, and you're in the entertainment capital of America too.
Yeah,
entertainment capital of the world, right? And just to say again, because we are on the road to WrestleMania. We'll be up there live in Las Vegas for WrestleMania, covering it for Wrestling Spotlight. You guys are going to have a lot of activity going on Mania week. Can you let us know a little bit about what's going on and how people can find out some more details about everything FSW is going to be doing with Mania?
Yeah, the thing is, everybody's reaching out. It's like we're using our venue to rent out the facility for There's 5 shows Thursday, 1 show Wednesday, 5 shows Friday, and 1 show Sunday. We're doing a Future Legend women's tournament. Right now, we've searched and we got 10 of the best under 25 female talent in wrestling that are going to be on there. Even WWE ID wrestler Zeta Steel, who will also be appearing because we have been doing some stuff with the ID program, and we are the only school in America that has more than one wrestler ID'd, which is Jordan Oasis and Ice Williams. Mm-hmm. And there's a good possibility 2 more might be on the horizon. So Gabe Sapolsky, who is running the ID program, and we have a good relationship, and I pitched him the idea, and he's okayed it. So on the Friday night, we're moving it till 8:30. It'll be after SmackDown. We are doing a strictly WWE ID only show. Seems like our good friends at GCW jumped on it too. So they're doing one Wednesday, but we're doing it Friday night. So you're going to see Ice Williams, of course, here, and Oasis, and the guys that we've used, the Sam Holloways and Marcus Mathers and Cappuccino Jones. I've said his name 1,000 times. I'm finally get to meet the dude. And Zeta Steel and Kylie Ray. So this is a big thing for us also. You know, we're trying to grow as a company and be not just, hey, that's the cool company out of Vegas. We want it to be, that's the cool company everywhere.
Period.
And, you know, the numbers for Triller should be fantastic this week. And Mania week, there should be no reason why the WWE ID show doesn't do tremendous numbers. And the Future Legend Women's Tournament should do really well. So we got a lot going on. We're also renting our ring to GCW for their collective show. So our other rings are going to be at the Palms. So, you know, I'm going to take advantage of those freebies to maybe go watch Bloodsport or some other cool shows that they got going on. Because, you know, there's probably, I think there's 16,204 shows that weekend. So, you know.
Oh, it's insane. Just a amazing amount. And when you think about WrestleMania, I mean, in Philadelphia, utterly took over the city. Well, now you're in the entertainment capital of the world. So it's even easier to take over the city because you have more venues. I mean, you guys are, what, maybe 10 minutes off the Strip?
Yeah, so, I mean, 10, maybe with traffic 15, but
yeah, maybe 15.
We're literally that close.
If you're going for Mania, it's an easy drive out there. Just, you know, you can do an Uber. They'll get you there real quick. And, you know, it's a great environment. If you want to get really up close with pro wrestling, the FSW arena is a great place to go to.
Yeah, I'm thinking of hiring Lawson to drive a van to pick people up because, you know, the Uber is going to be like $200 a pop.
Sure.
So I figure we get Lawson to drive, and we charge people like $50 a pop. I throw Dave $5. We're good.
You make up the difference.
Hey, all the tips you get to keep, though.
There it is. Ooh, turn my customer service stuff. But I'm thinking that even we could do, I mean, the FSW arena, if you talk about it, 15 years, what is 15 years that this has been going on? It's an iconic place. So we'll also be doing morning tours. If you want to come, I'll come pick you up, and then we'll give you a tour around the office.
I'm also working with, one of the strip clubs is looking to do some after party. I'm talking with my guy Morrison.
What? Chicas? Bananas?
No, not that. But I cannot just
no names, please.
Somebody will try to poach. But talking with the Hard Rock about still doing stuff. So I talked with John Morrison, and he's talking to Dolph Ziggler because the one thing we still haven't seen between the karaoke's and the one night shows is trying to put together a comedy show. Because a lot of these wrestlers love to do comedy. You got RVD, you got Morrison, you got Dolph. There's so many of them that do things that I'm actually trying to put something together for a couple of the places because everybody's looking to make their money. WrestleCon's out there. So I saw the list. There's 100 people at WrestleCon. So, so there's going to be so many opportunities to do anything, crap. Go play golf with one of the wrestlers. I know the Godfather likes to golf. People will pay for so much, $25,000 just for a lunch with John Cena. We're offering
you're just going to be bouncing off of people.
Yeah. All the people who can't make the John Cena lunch, hopefully they'll spend the $2,500 for lunch with Dave Lawson. That's probably going to be a big sell.
Yeah,
Who
cool. I'll
wouldn't,
bring Raw
who
Reese
wouldn't
with
want to
me.
hear his stories about working at the wireless store at the Boulevard Mall? You know what I'm saying?
That was a different guy, man. Yeah, I think
Now,
Mania weekend is going to be insane. So many events. If you go to WrestleMania.Vegas, the official site of everything going on during WrestleMania week, spotlighted by FSW, like all the updates, anything that's going on there. But Joe's mind is always working. I know he looks like there's nothing going on up there, but that thing is spinning nonstop. And who knows what else is coming out?
I need 3 of me.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, you think about it, in Philadelphia, it generated more economic activity than the Super Bowl. And now, and I loved Philadelphia. It was great, but you don't have to worry about all the restaurants being closed when you get out of the stadium in Las Vegas, like Philadelphia. The restaurants will be open. It's going to really be a crazy night. So there's going to be a lot going on and great opportunity for people to get involved. Even if you don't go to Mania, there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, we got to, so much stuff. Like whatever you want to do, you can do it at Vegas. And a lot of shows don't even start till midnight and 1 a.m. And WWE just announced the roast, which is going to be huge. After night 2, everybody's going to be wrestled out. So pick and choose, but make sure you show up at FSW.
Yeah, because you never know. At 2 in the morning, you could walk in and somebody who stole a key could be in there training, and you can hang out with them.
Yeah, David, is Cauliflower Alley Club going to be involved? Or are there going to be some Cauliflower Alley Club events going on too?
So we'll be at WrestleCon. We'll have a table over there set up and talking with people. We'll get different superstars coming through. We just got off the line with Buff's people, Buff Bagwell, a couple other guys.
Oh, boy.
That's my guy right there. But we're also partnering with the Plaza Hotel and Casino to do a watch party, which will hosted by Dan Housen and Jake the Snake Roberts. That'll be going down 2 nights. So if you don't have tickets to the show and we ain't doing some, come on down and at the Plaza. It'll be good times.
Yeah, that'd be neat too. And that's where you have the annual convention too.
Speaking of, which is correct. August 18th and 20th, the CAC annual reunion. This is going to be Joe's first reunion dinner that will be at. But right now, we just announced Mick Foley, who will be getting the Iron Mike Mazurki Award. So I don't know if it's night 1 or night 2, but that's definitely one of our highest awards that we're giving out.
What award am I getting?
Lifetime Achievement.
We're still working on it. Working on it. We got till August.
Because I know you said if I go to the dinner, I was getting an award. So I'm like, okay, well, then at that point, as long as B. Brian Blair is the one who hands it to me, I'm in.
I'll work it out. But yeah, it'll be an amazing event. We just announced the roast of Mick Foley, which will be happening to kick it off that Monday. Tickets are available now at caulifloweralleyclub.org. So the reunion, and again, this thing is evolving, and we talk about the Bey benefit, which is just a magical thing. And I touched on it when I first hopped on here, is a lot of people don't understand what the CAC does or is not informed. This is 100% why 60 years, what we've been doing is helping out brothers and sisters in the industry that have been injured, that maybe people have forgotten about. And, those 80s, man, a lot of the times, the money runs out, you have a situation, but like I said, it's such an eye opener because I know since the last reunion, we've given away a lot of money to people that have been going through stuff and seeing all these applications come through. But to be able to like the first thing when I got on the board was like, address Bey situation. Let's get them something. Let's make this happen. So I'm looking forward to that. But if you are not a member of the Cauliflower Alley Club, or you heard some stuff, or you had some impressions of it before, like it's all love. People, 100% volunteers that we are doing this for situations like this, for people like this. It's the family, it's the brotherhood, sisterhood. It's $35 for a membership for a year, $400 lifetime. Get in there, come to the dinner, celebrate. For the young wrestlers, Joe, I'm sure we'll say something to them, but to hang around Ace Cowboy Bob Orton or Haku and just shoot the shit, priceless. If you're serious about this business, history is walking.
It's where I met superstar Billy Graham growing up, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah. You never know who's gonna. I don't think superstars are gonna be there, but Yeah, it's just one of those experiences that you hear about it, and then once you're down there, you're like, "Oh, that's the Rock's mom." Oh
yeah, she's always there.
Yeah, you
heck,
never know
the
who's
last
going to
few
show
years. CM Punk was an honoree. Sting.
Yep.
Heck,
Steve
CM
Austin
Punk was
goes
there
a lot.
right before the AEW show. So
yeah, it's big, and I'm and next
Jim
year's
Ross
our 6
is
years.
there a lot.
Jim Ross, we just got the Jim Ross Announcers Award, so he wasn't there last year to collect it, but this year, I don't know, he should be there. There's a lot of big names. If you are a wrestling fan, or if you're in the business, especially if you're in the business, like, because again, the younger generation thinks it'll never happen to me, or this is for the older guys, that this and that. Become a member, because we got your back, and that is what we are here for. It's not just a hangout reunion. It is to celebrate the legacy and keep tradition alive. But all the money from the reunion, all the money from the memberships goes to help the wrestlers.
awesome. Well, hey,
Mike,
should
I
go
knock
ahead
my mic
and go
over?
to well, go ahead. I got the Wrestling Spotlight Television Championship belt here. Got our champion of the week. And Joe, just for the sake of asking, who's your champion of the week as we're getting ready for the big event coming up on Sunday?
Chris Bey.
Chris Bey. There you go. I think we got a unanimous one. David?
Oh, 100% Chris Bey. Forget about it.
And
I'm excited.
yeah,
Everybody's excited.
Cross is second, obviously.
I'm going to go with, Chris Bey, and then everyone who is contributing to the show, because just amazing the outpouring of effort and affection, dedication. Karrion Kross, Hammerstone, Ricochet, Swerve, The Machine, Brian Cage, all of the regulars from FSW, Lights Camera Faction. If you haven't seen Damian Drake and Matt Vandergriff wrestle, they're tremendous. The Rascals. It's going to be a great show, and you definitely want to make the effort to tune in if you have Triller TV. And Joe, can people still go to the Silverton Casino if they're in the Las Vegas area? Is there still tickets available?
Absolutely. That's Vail Pavilion is set up for well over 1,000 people, and when the seats run out, people can stand and watch. We're not
room only. There you go.
It would take everything in the world to be sold out, because there would be basically not 1 inch for somebody to move. Anybody who wants to come to the show, you are more than welcome.
Come on down.
Also, real quick, I want to say, if you are getting the live stream, and obviously if you have a subscription, or if you just pay for it to get that event, we should have a link available where you can still donate, because
I have all the information to Mikey. So there's going to be for the locals, there's a Nevada State bank account you can use, and then there's also the Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle that will be put on.
So we're trying to raise as much money as humanly possible. It's still, like Joe said, it's still a long road ahead. But yeah, if you're watching it at home in the comfort of your own home, enjoying wrestling, understand what it's for, and go ahead and everything helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything helps, and it is a long road. I mean, I benefited by being on an athletic scholarship at the time, so it makes it a lot easier. But man, it's a lot of work, and he's got a long road ahead. But I know with his attitude, his determination, he's going to get there, because it would be the ultimate finesser move to make that complete comeback. And I'm sure he can do it. I'm definitely pulling for him all the way. If you need more information on X, it's at FSW Vegas. They have all the information there. There's the URL for the benefit right there, just as soon as you go to at FSW Vegas. Guys, any last words as we're building up to the big event coming up on Sunday?
Well, we're basically almost there. It's amazing that all the work and everything is put together, and it's like, wow, we got this show in 3 days. So
yeah.
I'll be 100% honest. I had the same conversation with Chris, and it's like, man, this has been stressful. It's like trying to put everything together and make sure this, you overthink things, but this is easily going to be a grand slam for events, and everything about it is just amazing. And man, as a wrestling fan, I'm just excited to. This is a show that I'm going to be so excited to watch, because there's so many matches that I'd love to see that you would never think you might see ever again because of the other companies and being involved. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be one for the ages.
Yeah, it's a show that if it was just on pay-per-view just to be a show is magical, and like, I gotta watch this. And then the meaning behind it and how it came together takes it to a whole nother level. So this is just a magical night. I'm excited about it and grateful and blessed to be a part of it and be able to do my thing. And all about making a difference, and everybody can make a difference in this one. Joe, Joe been getting his flowers lately.
I'm telling you. Joe making one night saying a nice thing about me.
Yeah. So hats off to Joe. Hats off to Rocky T over there too, my guy FSW. But it's just a magical team. I love this business. I love the culture. I love the community. And Sunday night showcase. This is all for Bay.
5 p.m. Be there.
Yeah, and like I said, at FSW Vegas, you can also catch the link. I'll make sure I share it as well. And man, best of luck. This is going to be an amazing show. Glad to be involved in some little way, and I look forward to seeing you guys here coming up soon. Basically a month away, less than a month away from WrestleMania in Vegas. So we'll be up there, and you can stay tuned to Wrestling Spotlight TV for more coverage, and we'll have some wrap up of it. But guys, man, best of luck, and anybody that can make it down to the Silverton Casino, go ahead and get down there. You'll have a tremendous time. It's going to be one of the best wrestling events of the year. Just look at the card they put together. David Difference, Joe DeFalco, thanks a lot for stepping in the ring here on Wrestling Spotlight. Appreciate you guys giving the time. I know you're busy.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
You too.